And very good afternoon, everyone, as we welcome you to the Collinsville Sports Complex here in Collinsville, Illinois, as we are back on the diamond today. This time we have softball action for you as your Lady Kahawks host the Alton Lady Redbirds. I am Todd Duke. Chris Kettler will be along in just a little while as we welcome you into the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show. Cullip Jennings Florist is a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. Stop in for weekly specials, and if you would like information on those specials, call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com, as they get ready for the next big thing. Well, Saturday is prom, and if you haven't gotten your flowers for prom already, you're probably out of luck there. So next up on the calendar would be Mother's Day. Yes, that's coming up in just a little bit less than a month, I do believe. So Cullip Jennings Florist is your place to go for Mother's Day. Again, 344-0404 online, cullipjennings.com, or stop by the location at 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Kahawks come in with an overall record of 12-2 this year. They are 2-1 in Southwestern Conference play. Alton, they are 5-5 on the year, and they are 2-2 in Southwestern Conference play under Dan Carter. He is into his 19th year as head coach of the Alton Lady Redbirds. Carter is .385. That's his win total against 247 losses in his 18 years. 2 regional championships in that time in 05 and 06. Best record for him, 29-8 in the 05 season. They went 21-11 last year. So if you add this year's 5-5 mark, Carter overall has 390 wins to 252 losses. Collinsville with that 12-2 record, well, they are on fire right now. Collinsville finished 14-22 last year, so as of right now, Coach Brett Swipp is just 2 games under 500 at 26-24. If you add this year's total to last year's 14-22 mark, so Coach Swipp and the team making some big strides in just his second year. We had a chance to talk to him about those and many, many other things as that conversation with head coach Brett Swipp comes your way next as the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network. We welcome you back into the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. We're back on the diamond tonight. This time, softball action as your Lady Kahawks are at home taking on the Alton Lady Redbirds. And joining us now is Collinsville head coach Brett Swipp. Coach, let's go backwards in time as we usually do. Waterloo 10-0 since I saw you last in Wood River. So talk to us a little bit about the Waterloo game.
Yeah, the Waterloo game was that was a tough one. We kind of went back and forth with them. Wood River, we got on them pretty good, scored a bunch of runs. The Waterloo one taught us a little bit of resiliency. We had the lead most of the game. They climbed back, tied it. We went in extra innings, and we didn't have any fights. So again, we're learning different ways to win. We've been talking about learning how to win back to back, and then learning how to start a streak. That takes mental toughness to be able to do that. So really happy with how we've been playing.
Well, you're on a little bit of a streak now in your latest game back on Tuesday, a no-hitter by Kendra Butcher against East St. Louis.
Yeah, it's everybody knows East St. Louis doesn't quite have the talent, so you're going to those games and it's tough because you got to stay mentally prepared. I mean, they're a conference team. You can't have a lapse. Frankly, to get a perfect game in those types of environments is difficult. I mean, you usually have some sort of lapse because you're just mentally not in it the whole time. And we played, it's kind of crazy to say, but we played good. Of course, the victory wasn't necessarily what we were as concerned about, but there's a certain way to play, and we played good. We had a good approach. We had good focus. We hit the ball well. For the type of game it was as good as it could get.
And didn't know if you know this or not, but on the same day, the baseball team threw a no-hitter against East St. Louis. So I'm going to guess that two programs from the same school throwing no-hitters against the same program on the other side has probably never happened.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I've been keeping up with the baseball program. It's always hard to follow them because we're in the same season and we play just about the same day. But it's been fun to keep up on them. I know they got some seniors there that hold close. I know them a little bit, and so I'm glad to see they're doing good. And that was neat to read that on KahokSports.com.
All right, let's talk about your offense for a minute because, man, you guys are on fire. I have 9 of your 12 wins on the year. You have scored more than 10 runs. In your last 4 games, you're outscoring your opponents 53-15.
There's 2 games that we had a really bad offensive approach, and it's the 2 games we lost. We went up there with no plan and no purpose, and ultimately we looked bad on the box. When we have a game plan and we buy into it and they're trying it every single at bat, we are going to be tough. We have some tough outs through the lineup, no doubt about it. Skill is there, but to be a successful varsity hitter, you can't just have skill. You have to have an approach. You have to have a mindset. You have to be thinking in the box. You have to be paying attention to sequences and counts. And this year, this group has bought into that. And yeah, I agree. We're a good offensive club.
You are throwing Maddie Lautz in the circle again, and she gets the majority of the work. And I'm guessing at this point, even though she's still young as a sophomore, she can handle the workload.
Yeah, we do, Coach Mel, our pitching coach, and Coach Beth Ann, who's also works with our pitchers. I mean, they have a really good understanding of workload and when pitchers need a day off, when they need to just throw a bullpen. Great thing is Maddie hasn't, she got to take the day off on Tuesday while Kendra threw a perfect game, and then yesterday she threw a bullpen, got to face a few live hitters. So we have a system that works to try to keep her arm healthy, and ultimately we're in this for the long haul. So we feel fortunate though. We have 3 pitchers that can get outs at the varsity level. Faith has proven to get outs. Faith had some huge outs for us against Breeze Central. Breeze Central, we threw Faith and Kendra. Didn't have to throw Maddie it didn't throw Maddie that game. So we've done so far. We're healthy and we're doing a good job we're healthy on the mound and we're doing a good job of keeping her innings under control.
And we touch on the batting and the hitting, but one thing we hardly ever talk about is the defense, and that is coming along really nice for your team as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for noticing that, because that's something that we've been, trying to focus on is, we still, I kind of say our puzzle pieces on defense are still a little bit in the air. And we're dealing with a few injuries too. We had a freshman, Mackenzie Hayhurst, who started the very first game at varsity, and unfortunately she's been dealing with a little injury and hasn't been able to get back in. And then Belle Marcella, who's an all-conference third baseman. She was an all-conference third baseman as a freshman last year, and she's injured as well too. So we still have some pieces, but everybody's buying into their role, and yeah, it's been great. I tell you what, I'm really enjoying this team's approach. They know when to turn it on. They know when to keep it casual. It's been a good focus.
All right, you have Alton here this afternoon, another team that you dropped both to last year, but you guys are a different team this year, and they probably are too. So what are you looking for today?
Yeah, this will be a good game. This will be a good game. They can hit too. If you look at their lineup, they have some hitters. We're very familiar with the top of their lineup. They hurt us a lot last year, and I imagine they're going to be tough outs again. So this is one of those days you got to execute. Whichever team executes more, is going to come out on top. We are a little different, so they'll have to pay attention to our whole lineup a little bit more. But they have 2 pitchers. They use kind of a combo system, so I imagine we'll see both of them today. And ultimately, it's going to be a little bit of a back and forth battle.
One last thing for you before we let you go. I opened up my newspaper, as I do every day when I'm sitting in my car in front of the school, getting ready to go in and have a fun day with 4th graders, and I go to the high school sports page, and what do you know? The St. Louis Post-Dispatch has you guys ranked as the number 4 team in the large school areas in this Metro East, so you're starting to open a lot of eyes around the area.
Yeah, when we started this process last year, we knew we had a couple year process to rebuild and kind of get back to what Collinsville softball's been in the past. And Collinsville softball's lived on top of that pole, many years ago. A dozen years ago when those polls were started, Collinsville softball was right at the top of it, and it hasn't been the case, recently. So it's nice for people to pay attention to what these girls are doing. It started in the winter, in our workouts and in our open hit nights, and that's when they began this process process to build for this year. And I told them today in our pregame, I said, you guys deserve it. You guys deserve it. You've done what we've been asking, and you deserve to shine. Go be a light and go shine, and just enjoy it.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
All right, Todd. Thank you.
As I said, Coach Brett Swift of your Collinsville Kahawks. We'll take a break here on the Culp Jennings Forest pregame show. When we come back, we'll set those starting lineups for you, and then we'll have first pitch. All that and more coming up on the Kahawks Sports Network. Once again, we welcome you back into the broadcast booth here at the Collinsville Sports Complex. Todd Duke, Chris Kettler along with you as we get you set for this game between Collinsville and Alton. Here is the starting lineup for the Alton Redbirds. Tammy Wong will lead things off and play shortstop. Abby Sayak, will be in the pitcher circle batting second. Lena Fisher playing second base, batting third. In the cleanup spot, Ashlyn Betts is playing first base. Miranda Hudson is the catcher, and she'll be batting fifth. Batting sixth, Rachel McCoy. She'll be holding down the duties at third base. Abby Sullivan at center field. She'll be batting seventh. Lexi Fisher batting eighth and playing right field. And Rachel Rathgab batting ninth and playing left field. For Collinsville, R.J. Simpson will lead things off and play first base. Heather Martinez is at second base, batting second. Maddie Lautz is back in the pitching circle, batting third. In the cleanup spot, Faith Hall, and she will be playing third base. Sam Brakebill is the designated player, will be batting for the shortstop, Darby Tarrant. Riley Doyle behind the plate, batting in the number 6 hole. Abby Crane batting seventh, playing left field. Kendra Butcher playing right field and batting eighth, and Adriana Hall is batting ninth and playing center field as we are just about set for action. One more timeout comes your way, and then we will have first pitch and Collinsville Kahawk Lady Softball right after this break on the Kahawk Sports Network. And once again, we welcome you back to the Collinsville Sports Complex, home of your Lady Kahok softball team. I am Todd Duke alongside Chris Kettler. We are just about ready to get things started here between Collinsville and the Alton Redbirds as we bring Chris Kettler into the game. Chris, these Lady Kahoks have been on fire lately, so much so that the big newspaper across the river has recognized them as the 4th best team in the St. Louis metropolitan area as far as large schools are concerned. So Collinsville's doing something right.
They're doing something right. They got a good 12-2 record so far. They got some big battles coming up next week. Belleville East and Edwardsville are up there. Mascoutah is undefeated, a team that already beat the Kahoks earlier. They're a fun group to watch. They can put up a lot of runs and do a lot of things well out there, and they're well coached.
A lot of runs they have put up lately. Their last 4 games, they have outscored their opponent 53-15. 9 of their 12 wins this year have come with 10 runs or more. So the offense is clicking, the defense is doing all right, and the pitching has been this side of spectacular. Maddie Lautz, of course, gets most of the accolades here for this pitching staff, but man, what a job Kendra Butcher did the other night with a perfect game.
Perfect game. They only went 4 innings there, but 12 up, 12 down. It's just a good confidence builder for the freshmen.
And let's take a look at the history between these two clubs. Since the 2000 season, Collinsville is 15-26 in the regular season against Alton and 2-4 in the playoffs, so 17-30 overall over the last 18 years. Last year, Collinsville lost both games against Alton, 11-5 at Alton and 2-1 right here on this field. That early game, well, it was early. Later on, as Coach Brett Swip started getting things going in the right direction for his team, 2-1. A loss is a loss, but 2-1 sounds a lot better than 11-5.
No, they didn't. Just waiting for the bats to come around in that game. They didn't get the runs, the support they needed, but holding the team to 2 runs was a good accomplishment.
Last time Collinsville beat Alton, they actually won both in the same season, a series sweep in 2015, 3-2 at Alton and 8-7 here. The last playoff meeting was May of 2016. Collinsville lost that one by a score of 8-1. The last playoff win for Collinsville over Alton was in May of 2011 at Alton. That was a 5-0 win. And the regional championship game the next day, Collinsville beat Edwardsville 3-2, but then lost in the next round to O'Fallon at Belleville West. So there's a little bit of history, and most of it on Alton's side, but Collinsville has proven that they are up to the task, and they are a little bit better than they have been in years past. So I'm kind of looking forward to this one against a good Southwestern Conference team. Tammy Wong will lead things off here for Alton, followed by Abby Sayak and Lena Fisher, and they will be facing Maddie Lautz. Maddie is 8-2 on the year, 69 innings pitched. She has given up 37 runs, 34 of those earned, for a 3.45 earned run average. She's given up a couple of long balls, 70 strikeouts to go along with 22 walks on the year. And Maddie has had a very good year. She's also now the leading batter for the team, and we'll get to that when the offense comes up for the first time as Maddie starts Tammy Wong off with a strike, and we are underway. A beautiful day here in the Midwest. Temperatures hovering right around 80 degrees. There is a very stiff wind blowing, though. 20-25 mile per hour gusting wind straight out to center field. So if a pitcher makes a mistake today, Chris, they might be paying for it.
Definitely, it could go a long way with that wind blowing out, and it's plenty warm out there so the ball can get some lift.
Next pitch misses from Lautz to Wong, so 1-1. Tammy Wong on the year, batting .553, 13 runs batted in. She does have a home run. There's a called strike on the inside quarter. Lautz now out in front. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wong, 2 home runs, a triple, a handful of doubles, and a bunch of singles. Second leading batter on her team. Actually, she leads the team with that .553 average. Next pitch, swinging a foul ball down the third base side. Chasing is Faith Hall. Faith Hall playing third. Tarrant at short. Martinez is at second. Simpson is at first in the outfield from left to right. Crane, Adriana Hall, and Butcher. And, of course, Maddie Lautz pitching to Riley Doyle behind the plate. Weather has cooperated the last couple of days. We're in for a little bit of change over the weekend, but nothing drastic. No snow in the forecast. That was about collarbone high on that pitch, just a little bit high, and 2-2 is the count to Tammy Wong. Wong from the right side. Swings and fouls it right at the plate.
Wong's really putting up a battle here with Louts. Got benefit of that last call there on the 1-2 pitch, but she went and fouled off a couple before that.
When I print out my stats, I adjust it to make sure that I have the highest batting order at top, and Allison Hagel for Alton. Ball 3 high, so full count now to Wong. Allison Hagel, they have her batting 1,000, so that's why I said Tammy Wong was the second leading batter in Alton, but Hagel batting 1,000 because she's 1 for 1. So we'll go to the next one down. That would be Tammy Wong. 41 plate appearances. This is her 42nd. Swing and a miss. Little bit of a foul tip held on to by Doyle. And down on strikes is Wong for the first out. And for Maddie Louts, that is strikeout number 71 on the year in 69 innings.
That pitch had some kind of drop to it. Wong pulled the trigger, and it wasn't there.
Pitcher Abby Sayok is up, and she takes the ball high. Sayok batting .444 on the year, 6 runs batted in. A couple of doubles to go along with her 14 base hits. Louts is ready with the next pitch. This one's a little low. Ball 2, 2-0. Boys baseball team playing at Alton this afternoon, and the girls soccer team playing at Alton later tonight. It's a Alton versus Collinsville kind of day. Boy, Maddie took a little off that pitch. That off-speed delivery totally fooled Abby Sayok, and she swung early and right through it.
I actually think the soccer game's an early game, too, because they don't have any lights on that field at Alton. So
okay.
They're probably getting underway right now, too.
Here comes the 2-1. Man, Matt, I tell you what, Maddie Louts is just missing with that pitch right around the collarbone. If she can lower it by about 2 inches, she would be getting some more strikes called. She'll get there. And the right-hander, Sayok, ready to go. Outside and high. And our first base runner is Abby Sayok. As she takes her place at first base, so Louts records her 71st strikeout and then issues her 23rd walk.
Second and third balls were very close.
Yep. Here's Lena Fisher, the second baseman. Lena Fisher batting .424 on the year, 12 runs batted in, couple of home runs to boot. And she looks at one high and outside, ball 1. Doyle springs out of her catcher squat, bluffs a throw down to first base. Everybody all right. Been nice and sunny all day. This is the first time I've seen a cloud go by. Louts ready with the next. Here it is. A bunt right back to Louts. And her play is going to go to second base. And it's going to be in time for the out. So nice job by Maddie. I didn't think she was going to have enough time to twirl around and throw, but she just did beat the runner with that throw.
I think she was a little bit surprised too, but she pulled the trigger on throwing it out there to Taryn, and they just beat her there for the second out at second base.
So Fisher reaches on the fielder's choice. 2 outs. And Ashlyn Betts comes up to the plate. Betts batting a robust .514, 12 runs batted in from the left side, 8 doubles and 10 singles on the year. Swinging a high fly ball. This one's going to be shallow, though, and it's going to fall in right as Butcher slides and catches it on the 1-hop. And going all the way to third on the play was Fisher. And Betts is on with the first base hit of the game.
Good slide in by Butcher there to grab that one with her glove, too.
Yeah, she got that on the short hop, boy. I tell you, if that ball would have went behind her, well, definitely one run would have scored, and might have been making a bet for Betts to make it all the way home from there, too. That brings up Miranda Hudson. Hudson batting .308, 11 runs batted in. She squares around a bunt, takes a strike, and no throws by Doyle. I don't know. She may have had a chance at third base, but down to second base is Betts. Hudson took that first one for a strike, so the 0-1 pitch on the way. That one's on the inside corner, so both sides of the plate here in this bat for Maddie Louts against Miranda Hudson. And quickly it's 0-2, so one more good pitch, and Collinsville is out of this inning. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Runners on second and third for Alton. Here is the pitch outside, ball 2, 2-2.
Trying to get her to chase something away.
Not a bad idea with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Now even at 2-2. Louts looks in, has her sign, she brings it. Swinging a shot right back through the middle. Louts couldn't get her glove on it. 1 run's going to score, and another run's going to come in and score, and Alton has a 2-0 lead on a 2 RBI single up the middle by Miranda Hudson.
The first game I've seen the Kahoks fall behind early in this one. I just couldn't make that last pitch to get out of the inning.
Nope, was almost there.
The third baseman, number 16, Rachel.
That'll bring in Rachel McCoy, the third baseman. McCoy on the year, batting .457, 15 runs batted in, 1 home run, 4 doubles, and the rest all singles. So runner at first base now is Hudson. Actually, Hudson's running for herself. A lot of times, managers, coaches will switch out their catcher for a courtesy runner, but not the case with Hudson. McCoy awaits the 0-1 pitch from Louts, and here it is. Swing and a miss. So Louts 1 strike away again from getting out of this inning, as she was against Hudson, but Hudson dinged her for a 2-run scoring RBI single. Swinging a foul ball on an excuse-me swing there by McCoy. Abby Sullivan, the number 7 hitter in the batting order. Wow, a big old cloud of dust going by.
What is all that?
It's coming from the farmers' fields that are all dried out from the last couple of days.
And now West Texas with sandstorms.
It looks like we're in the 30s and we're in the Dust Bowl.
I've come down here for many years and I've never seen that ever.
The 0-2 pitch on the way, a little high and outside, ball 1. Yeah, got a little thick there for a minute, didn't it?
Yeah, I've heard of games in like West Texas getting canceled because of sandstorms that look like that.
Just about. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to McCoy. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul ball. Count remains 1-2. Collinsville trying to get out of this inning with just the 2 runs scored. 2 outs, runner on first base. That's Miranda Hudson. Next pitch to McCoy, swing and a miss. It comes off of Doyle's glove. She has to chase it down and throw, and she does in time for the out. That one almost hit McCoy as she was charging down the line. Well, after 1/2 inning of play, Alton puts 2 on the board. Collinsville's first at bat coming up next on the Kahok Sports Network. Let's thank Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center. They handle all the basic stuff like oil changes and tune-ups. The not-so-basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and 3 locations, Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or you can call 345-0611 online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. Well, the Kahawks come up to bat trailing 2-0. It'll be R.J. Simpson, Heather Martinez, and Maddie Louts. If anyone can get on, Faith Hall will have a chance to bat, and they will do so against Abby Sayak. Sayak is 2-1 on the year, 35 innings pitched. She has an ERA of 6.93. She has given up 44 runs, 35 of those earned. She has struck out 22 and walked 8. She will be out in the pitcher's circuit dealing with Simpson, Martinez, and Louts here in the bottom of the first inning. That dust in the air is kind of staying around, even though it's a lot thinner than it was, but it's kind of hanging out.
I'm sure the Kahoks bats are ready to tee off on some good pitching here, get some strikes in here and get some hits. They didn't get much to work with back on Tuesday.
Sayok hits R.J. Simpson with the very first pitch. Well, there you go. There's your base runner.
Well, we seen that the other day.
I was just getting ready to say that Simpson came in batting .417, but I never got the opportunity to do that. So .417, 14 runs batted in, 2 home runs. Those have just been recent.
Yeah, those were the 2 in Waterloo.
Yep. And she has 2 triples and 4 doubles, but she's at first base after being hit by a pitch. Here comes Heather Martinez. Martinez batting a even .400 on the year. She takes one high and outside. 8 runs batted in for Heather Martinez. She has a triple and a couple of doubles for her extra base hits on the year. She stands in from the right side. Runner at first base, nobody down. Collinsville trailing 2-0 after spotting the Alton Lady Redbirds 2 in the top half of the first. Swing and a miss. A little bit of an off-speed delivery there by Sayok. Sayok wears number 12 and is a sophomore, just like Maddie Louts, her opposing pitcher. Next pitch to Martinez. It's on the way. Swinging a foul ball straight back here. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Heather Martinez with Maddie Louts waiting on deck.
I think they called a legal pitch here.
Did they?
Umpire's going to talk to the pitcher and tell her. So that should change that pitch to a ball.
So take away a strike, add a ball, and give R.J. Simpson second base.
I believe that's it.
What constitutes an illegal pitch? Now we're going to have the head coach for Alton come out of the dugout, and that is Dan Carter.
Could be any number of things, just not touching the plate or something with her delivery.
Or does she have to have her feet on the rubber? At least touching?
Yeah, you got to have at least 1 foot touching coming off of it. Now the coach here will
say his piece and
get just try to make it right.
Yeah.
Figure out what his pitcher needs to do.
So 2-1 now to Heather Martinez with R.J. Simpson down at second base in scoring position. So Collinsville with a good opportunity to get at least one of those runs back. As Sayok is ready, Martinez swings to the shortstop. It goes. Only play is over to first, and Wong makes that happen as she throws out Martinez. As the play goes 6-3, Simpson moves over to third on the play. So a chance for Maddie Louts or Faith Hall to bring home R.J. Simpson from third. Maddie Louts has moved into the lead in the batting department as well for Collinsville, batting .491 on the year. 14 runs batted in, 3 triples, 2 doubles, and 22 base hits. A .604 slugging percentage for Maddie, and she swings, and a chance for Wong again. She'll throw home, and not in time. Slid underneath the tag. R.J. Simpson did, and Carter is going to come out to argue once again.
Pretty good throw in there, and must have just got under the tag from the catcher.
Maddie Louts gets an RBI and reaches on the fielder's choice. And you know what? Dan Carter did not come out to argue that play against the umpire. I think actually he kind of yelled at Wong for coming home with it.
Yeah, I mean, you're up 2, so maybe you give up the
run and keep the runners off. Yeah.
Keep the runners off, get the second out, and 2 outs, nobody on.
So Hannah Scrum comes out to courtesy run for Maddie Louts at first base. That brings up Faith Hall. Faith batting .365 on the year, 15 runs batted in. And the first pitch to her from Sayok is outside and off of the glove of Hudson. but scrum did not go anywhere. So Collinsville has scored a run without the benefit of a hit. Faith Hall waits the 1-0. Swinging a shot right back to where it came from, up the middle, and the second baseman, Linda Fisher, could not get a glove on it. So down to second is Scrum. And on first is Faith Hall with Collinsville's first hit on the afternoon.
Looked like Sayak was going to be able to glove it, but it just took one last hop right and went right up over her glove and then into the outfield past second base.
Sam Brakebill was the leading batter for Collinsville, but now is right behind Maddie Louch with .452 average, 7 runs batted in. As she stands in from the right side with another runner in scoring position. Little blue pit over shortstop. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And then off of the wrist of the left fielder Rathgab. And that allows Scrum to come all the way on from second and score the tying run. We are tied 2-2.
Yeah, left fielder fields that cleanly. Probably no chance. She comes in and scores there. That second run. She'll late it there just a little bit. It was only a little bit of a blue pit that went right up over the shortstop's head.
So 2 runs come in off of 2 hits here in this inning thus far, and there's only 1 out. Back-to-back hits by Faith Hall and Sam Brakebill have given Collinsville 2 runs to knot it up with Alton at 2-2, and Dan Carter out to the field to talk to his entire infield, including his pitcher and his catcher, as Collinsville looks to have a breakout inning here after falling behind 2-0. Riley Doyle due up next. Doyle batting .273 on the season. She has 11 runs batted in, and her extra base hits are all ones. 1 double, 1 triple, and 1 home run.
Had that home run on Monday against East Alton Wood River.
Yeah, that was a bloop hit right over the shortstop Wong's head, and then Rathgab came in, and if she would have fielded that cleanly, I don't think that run scores, but because it hit off the heel of her glove and ended up going behind her, that allowed Scrum to score from second base. So Collinsville, with runners on first and second, only 1 out, in a 2-2 game with a chance to take the lead. Doyle will have the first opportunity at that. Sayak looks in, goes into her windup, swing and a miss on a pitch outside by Riley Doyle. Sayak goes through some motions there on that windup, doesn't she?
She's got a full-bodied motion out there. Brings it in there with a lot of power.
Wong is playing way close over to third base on the infield. Plenty of room up the middle to send the ball through. Off-speed pitch stays just a little bit high, the umpire says. 1-1 now the count to Riley Doyle. Hall at second, Brakebill at first. Doyle the batter. Here's the pitch. Swinging a shot right to the shortstop. Wong way up in the high air to snag that one. And that totally caught Faith Hall off guard, and she was doubled off second. But in the inning, Collinsville evens things out with 2 runs on 2 hits. We head now to the top of the second inning, all knotted at 2 apiece. Let's thank Brad Keene at Visionary Wealth Advisors in O'Fallon. Brad is a 1988 graduate of Collinsville High School, and he is a wealth management advisor with Visionary with 22 years of experience. You can call him today for financial advice in all sorts of areas: investment portfolio, retirement, and estate planning. Visionary Wealth Advisors with offices in Edwardsville, St. Louis, and O'Fallon. You can call Brad Keene today at 726-3008 or online at visionarywealthadvisors.com. I'm Todd Duke, Chris Kettler along. We welcome you back into the broadcast booth here at the Collinsville Sports Complex. And in case you all haven't noticed, we have made our transition from the Cube to YouTube. And yes, we are missing the scoreboard. I'm working on that. We actually had it on the boys' baseball game yesterday, but because I downloaded the basic version of my scoreboard, it only allowed me to change the score for one team, not both teams. So I will take care of that over the weekend, and by Monday, we should have a scoreboard back on the screen for you. So right now, you just have to rely on me to tell you what's going on. Right now, 2-2, swing and a shot for the shortstop, Tarrant, on the first batter of the game. The inning. Abby Sullivan grounds out. 6-3 for out number 1. Abby Sullivan, by the way, batted .344 coming into that at bat with 10 runs batted in and a double and a bunch of singles. Lexi Fisher now steps to the plate for Alton, batting .200 on the year, 3 RBIs, looking for her first extra base hit. First pitch, Louts is getting them over. Next pitch to Fisher. Inside and low, ball 1. Fisher has only had 7 plate appearances coming into this one, so most of her teammates are in the upper 30s to lower 40s as far as plate appearances are concerned. Fisher up there for her 8th plate appearance of the year, and she will test out Tarrant as well off of her chest, and she will not be able to pick it up in time to throw out Fisher. So Fisher reaches on an error.
Took a couple hops there on the way to Tarrant. Last one just ate her up a little bit. No chance to make the play.
So Fisher's on at first. That brings up the number 9 hitter in the order for Alton. From the left side, Rachel Rathgab, the left fielder. First pitch, she's bunting and bunts it foul. Rathgab on the year. This is her 9th plate appearance. Batting .250. Also looking for her first extra base hit. Fisher only had 1 hit coming in. Rathgab has 2. 0-1 the count. Louts ready with the next. Here it is. And again, scoring around to bunt. This time taking a strike is Rathgab as Tammy Wong, the leadoff hitter for Alton, waits on deck. 0-2 to Rathgab. Here's the next pitch from Louts. Swing and a stab by Louts. She throws, not in time, as Tarrant was kind of walking backwards to the bag to try to find it with that foot. She never did. So everybody's safe. Down to second is Fisher as Rathgab reaches on a fielder's choice. Runners at first and second for Alton.
It's a great snag by Louts. She tried to get it to Tarrant, but Tarrant was never back far enough to step on the bag and make the play.
So Alton threatening again here after Abby Sullivan grounded out to Tarrant. Fisher reaches on an error, and Rathgab reaches on a fielder's choice. Back to the top of the order, and Tammy Wong. She was a strikeout victim her first time up. One of 2 strikeouts that Louts recorded in that first inning. Double play ball would be nice right about now. Wong steps in from the right side. She has runners at first and second and 1 out. 2-2 contest, top of the second. Swing and a miss by Wong.
Wong put up quite a battle in her first at bat.
That she did.
She was not an easy out.
Louts ready with the 0-1 pitch to Wong. Here it is. Strike on the inside corner.
Louts gets ahead on this at bat. First 2 pitches in there for strikes.
She's been ahead in the count this whole inning. She was ahead 0-2 to Lexi Fisher. And I believe Rathgab as well. Swinging a high fly ball. This one's shallow. Back, and Kendra Butcher has it hit off of her glove. Everybody's going to move up a bag, and everybody's going to be safe. 2 errors in the inning. This one belongs to Butcher.
A little bit of a late break on it. She had trouble seeing that there. So the Redbirds had the bases loaded.
Bases loaded without the benefit of a hit. 2 errors and a fielder's choice. So you have Wong at first, Rathgab at second, Fisher at third, and up steps Abby Sayak. She walked and was thrown out on a comebacker to the mound at second base, just as Louts tried to do earlier here in this inning. 0-1 the count to Sayak. Next pitch from Louts. This one's a little bit low. Ball 1-1 to the opposing pitcher, Abby Sayok. Sophomore pitcher against sophomore pitcher. Bases are full of Alton Redbirds. 2-2 game. Here's the next swing and a chance for the second baseman. Martinez steps on second for 1 out and was not able to pivot and make the throw over to first base. So Alton retakes the lead as Fisher comes in and scores from third base. Down to third is Rathgab. Wong was erased 4 unassisted as Sayok reaches on a fielder's choice. But she does pick up an RBI, and here is Lena Fisher, reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run in that 2-run inning. Now a ball pops off of Doyle's glove, back to the screen. And Rathgab comes in to score from third on a passed ball. Boy, 2 errors in the inning, a passed ball.
Sayok just kept on going, too. She got away to third. Doyle was popping up like she going to need to fake out the runners going, and in this process she did that. Lost control of the ball, went back to the backstop.
So the inning has kind of gotten away from Collinsville after starting it off with an out against Abby Sullivan. Everybody since then has reached base except for Tammy Wong, who was thrown out at second, or excuse me, was out at second on a forced play when Martinez got the grounder from Sayok. And now up, it is Lena Fisher. 1 ball, 1 strike against her. Runner at third base for Alton. 2 outs, foul back to the screen. And Maddie Louts 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning with only the 2 runs scored. So Alton got back the 2 runs they gave up to Collinsville in the first. Louts ready to go. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. That one hits the inside corner. Louts picks up strikeout number 3, but Alton picks up a couple more runs, and the Redbird lead your Kahawks 4-2. Time to thank the Junior Service Club of Collinsville. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club has been providing women in the Collinsville area an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go help the needy in Collinsville. Next thing coming up for the Junior Service Club is a community work day. That'll be April the 21st from 9 a.m. to noon. Volunteers will be helping with projects at Glidden Park, Miners Theater, and Willoughby Farms. Those interested in helping can register by emailing the Junior Service Club. Their email address, collinsvilljuniorservice@gmail.com. Again, that's collinsvilljuniorservice@gmail.com. Well, the Alton Redbirds have a 4-2 lead, and Alton has scored 4 runs on just 1 base hit. 2 errors and a couple of fielders' choices have helped. They've also left a couple on base, so the Kahawks have their work to do. As just like the last inning, they have 2 runs to make up. It'll be the bottom of the order here for Collinsville. Abby Crane, Kendra Butcher, and Adriana Hall. If anyone can get on, R.J. Simpson will have a chance to bat. Abby Crane batting .182 on the year. First pitch comes in and bounces across the plate from Sayok. Four to 2. Alton with the lead, bottom of the second. Next pitch from Sayok to Crane. Swinging a shot down the first base line, but foul. Everything's got a coat of dust on it now. I just looked at my phone and I'm like, whoa. I could like grow a cornfield on my cell phone.
Yeah, That's typical down here. Just wait till the summer when it gets real dry. Come down here and everything's covered in dust.
Sayok ready with the 1-1 pitch to Crane. Here it is. Swinging a chance for Wong once again at shortstop. She watches it in her glove, throws it across, and out number 1 goes 6-3.
What'd I do?
I don't know.
Somehow I bumped that.
All right.
Now
We're
batting
good.
for the
We're all good.
Kahoks, The right fielder, number 8, Kendra Butcher.
Here is Kendra Butcher. Butcher batting .333 on the year, 5 runs batted in. She has 1 triple as her extra base hit on the year. She steps in from the left side. Sayok ready to go. Ball. I heard somebody say nice pitch, and then the umpire didn't do anything.
He's calling it a little low. He was signaling it to him.
Kendra Butcher.
Down below the knee.
Freshman player here for Collinsville's softball team this year. And pitches a perfect game. How about that for a freshman? Yes, I know it was only 4 innings, but hey, that's the way the rules are set up. You still call it what it is, a perfect game and a no-hitter.
15 runs up after 4 innings.
Yeah.
The game's over. Can't do anything else. Game's over.
2-0 the count now to Butcher. Swinging a little bloop fly ball that's going to be handled by the second baseman Fisher, and she does.
That one was cutting inside on her. Put as much of a swing on it as she could, but didn't go very far.
And that brings up Adriana Hall. Adriana batting .317 on the year, 8 runs batted in, a couple of doubles.
Number 24, Adriana Hall.
Handful of singles. She bats in from the left side with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second and no one on. Sayok delivers to Hall, and Hall trying to bunt her way on, takes a strike. At the very least, she probably wants to make Sayok work a little bit out there. The first 2 batters went down relatively quickly. They're in at the corners now. Hall ready to go. Sayok brings home the pitch. Swing and a bouncer down in between the legs of the first baseman Betts. She bobbled it for a moment and then picks it up and takes it to the base herself in a 1-2-3 inning for Alton and their pitcher, Abby Sayok. We head now to the top of the third. Alton leads 4-2. Let's thank Pack Mail. They are locally owned and operated here in Collinsville by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, P.O. boxes as well, and they also offer climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call 346-4884. Top of the third inning. Alton has scored 2 runs in both the first and the second. Collinsville answered back with 2 of their own in the first, but could not put anyone on base in the second. So here we are in the top of the third. Middle of the order, Ashlyn Betts, Miranda Hudson, and Rachel McCoy due up here against Maddie Lautz and the Collinsville Kahawks. Are we doing a switcheroo out in right field?
Yep, they'll do a switch here. Hindall may be coming in.
Yeah, they're wearing their special T-shirts today, and they only have the numbers on their sleeves. Hannah Scrum, okay.
Oh, Hannah Scrum coming in.
Yep.
I got the numbers on the sleeves. Hard to discern who's who.
Yeah, not when they're out in right field, and I'm all the way up here behind home plate. There's no way. I have some good new glasses, but not that new and not that good. Here's Ashlyn Betts. Singled and scored a run in that 2-run first inning. Lautz delivers, and Martinez has that go right under her glove.
Yeah, if she just got the glove down a split second sooner, it might have been right into it. Hot shot. Call it an error?
Nah, I don't. If it didn't touch her glove, you can't call it an error. Went right underneath it, so.
Yeah, I thought it got up under.
Yeah, it was right to her. Louts has to deal with a runner on again. Pitch, low, ball one.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. It was right to her, but.
Miranda Hudson is up. She had a 2 RBI single. I forgot to write that down.
Yeah, she hit that one that went right up the middle. And, yeah, definitely a single.
One ball, one strike to count to Miranda Hudson. Runner at first base, Ashlyn Betts. Louts looks into Doyle, has her sign, brings the next pitch home to Hudson. Bunt down the first baseline. Tagging out the runner is Simpson as she charged in to make that play, and down to second base is Betts.
Took the perfect line up the middle there for Simpson to just get her on the tag there. Otherwise, she might not have been able to turn and make that throw over to Martinez covering.
Rachel McCoy due up. She was a strikeout victim her first time up, although the ball bounced off of Doyle's glove. Doyle picked it up and threw down to first base for a K-2-3 play. First pitch skied high, stays in the field of play, and Faith Hall calls for it at third base and makes the play in foul territory for out number 2.
Job by Faith Hall there. Take charge of that play there. Get up under it, make the catch.
And she called everybody off. She made sure of that. Here's Abby Sullivan. Sullivan grounded out to Tarrant her first time up. So Collinsville, again, 1 out away from getting out of an inning with a runner at second base. Here's the pitch, swinging a base hit right up the middle. Coming in, Adriana Hall. She's up and throwing. It's on the way. It's cut off, and the run is going to score.
Cut that one off. Stop the runner from going to second base. Batter went up high to reach for that one and drove it to center. 5-2 Alton.
Yes, it is. Down at first base, Abby Sullivan. She did not try to advance to second on the throw from Hall, as that was cut off right in the pitcher's circle, but by then, Betts was already home. Here is Alexi Fisher. Fisher reached on an error and came around to score in the 2-run second inning. There's a foul ball down the first base side. Collinsville now trailing by 3 runs, so they have more work to do. Louts ready with the next strike called. Alexi Fisher. Rachel Rathgab on deck, the 9th batter in the order here for Alton. Here's the 0-2, and a slow roller. Louts picks it up and throws over to first base in time for the out. And Collinsville allows one more runner across here. Running every inning for Alton. We head to the home half of the third. Redbirds up 5-2. Let's thank the City of Collinsville. You can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page for information on upcoming events in Collinsville. They have their list already out for the Movies on Main series this summer. June 9th will be their first movie. It'll be Despicable Me 3. And on June 23rd, they'll have the Lego Ninja movie. Matter of fact, they have all their movies set for the whole summer. If you would like to see the whole list, you can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page. And as always, The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and they wish all district athletes good luck during the sports season. It'll be the top of the order up for Collinsville. R.J. Simpson, Heather Martinez, and Maddie Lautz.
Well, bats need to get going here like we know they've been capable of here in the past games. Alton has capitalized on the mistakes Collinsville's made and got 5 runs so far.
Sayok back in the pitcher's circle, and a swing and a shot down the first base line, but foul from R.J. Simpson, who was hit by a pitch. Made it down to second on an illegal pitch, and then came home to score on a sacrifice fielder's choice by Maddie Lautz. So 0-1 the count. Sayok had a little bit of a rough first inning, but she breezed through the second inning, 1-2-3. Here we are in the third. R.J. Simpson trying to get on base. Off-speed pitch that hits the dirt before it hits the plate. 1-1. They are playing the lefty R.J. Simpson to pull. Lots of room in that right center field gap. 215 feet away in the power alleys here. 200 down the line, 225 straight away center field. Swing and a miss by Simpson on that one, and she's in a 1-2 hole. If she can get one off the end of the bat and poke it over there in left center field, she'll at least get a double, if not a triple, out of it. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a shot right at the first baseman. Bet she gloves it and steps on the base for 1 out.
We just chopped down a bit too much on that one. Drove it right down in the ground to the first baseman.
Heather Martinez grounded out to Wong at short, her first time up. Martinez stands in from the right side. Looks at one in the dirt. Ball 1. You know she'd like to have that play back at second base in the last inning. That one that just went under her glove eventually came around to score. That's why we're at 5-2 instead of 4-2. Here's the next pitch to Martinez, and again it's in the dirt. That one about a foot out in front of the plate. Sayok ready with the 2-0. Here it is. Martinez. Oh, this one just off of the top of the glove of Wong. Wong snared, but could not get up high enough to get that one.
We knew she had them ups. She got that double play to get out of the first inning, but that one was just a bit too high off the bat of Martinez.
Third hit on the afternoon for Collinsville. That brings up Maddie Lautz, who reached on a fielder's choice, knocked in R.J. Simpson, and then came around to score herself. Well, Hannah Scrum did, as she was the courtesy runner for Lautz. Lautz flies one foul down the first base side. So I'm guessing if Lautz gets on, we will see Kendra Butcher come in to courtesy run, I would think. Since Scrum is now playing defensively.
I don't know if she can, since she was previously in the game. May have to bring in a different courtesy runner.
0-1 the count to Lautz. Hope we get a chance to find out. Here's the pitch, swinging right back to where it came from. Sayok throws to second. Wong was there, and that's the only out that they get in that inning, or that at bat. So Lautz reaches on a fielder's choice. I said I wanted to find out, just not this way.
Yeah, not the way you're looking for. This
No.
looks like Maudlin. We'll do the running.
Okay.
Alyssa Maudlin is the courtesy runner. Now batting for the Kahoks, the third baseman, number 12, Faith Hall.
So Faith Hall comes up with Maudlin down at first base, 2 outs. Hall singled and then was erased on a 6-4 play on a RBI base hit by Sam Brakebill. Faith Hall trying to keep this inning going and get Sam Brakebill up to the plate. 2 outs. Hit, walk, hit by pitch, something. Need that to keep the inning going. A lot of speed over at first base in Maudlin. So a well-placed base hit may score a run. Here's Faith Hall, and Sayok delivers. Swinging a chance for Wong at shortstop once again. She delivers over, and a nice scoop at first base by Betts for out number 3. So in the inning, Collinsville gets a base hit, but they strand a runner. We head to the top of the 4th. Alton leading 5-2. Let's thank my friend Peyton Blaylock with RE/MAX Alliance. Peyton wants you to know that it's okay to buy and sell real estate. Mortgage rates are still at all-time lows. No one knows this better than Peyton Blaylock with RE/MAX Alliance. You can call Peyton Blaylock today at 780-4622 or online, Peyton Blaylock at remax.net. Let's also thank the Collinsville Education Association. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page. Did you know that Peyton and his lovely wife Emily are having a baby?
Yeah, congratulations to them. I believe I had seen that news somewhere.
On Facebook is where I saw it.
That would be it.
Yeah. And I believe they're having a girl. Did they mention that too? I think so.
I think I missed that part of it, but congratulations to them.
Yep, congratulations to both. Bottom of the order, and Rachel takes one high. Rachel Rathgab. She reached on a fielder's choice, came home to score on a passed ball in that 2-run second inning. After her, back to the top of the order, and a very busy Tammy Wong. And the pitcher, Abby Syock, will all get a chance to bat here in this inning, and that was off of the bat of Rathgab as she tried to turn around to bunt. She took the bat back, but the ball hit the bat anyway. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Rachel Rathgab, the left fielder for Alton. She stands in from the left side. They're in at the corners, and she squares around to bunt again and takes another strike, this one on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count.
Looks like baseball team's down 5-0 in the third, and soccer team's down 1-0 at the half.
Well, everybody's down. That's not good. We have plenty of time to straighten all of it out, don't we? That was a swing and a miss as they appealed down to first base. They said that she did, and she's out at first after Doyle had the ball pop out of her glove, but
she had already
thrown it back to Maddie Louts, so Maddie Louts had to throw it over to first base. So if you want to call that technical, that is a strikeout. 2, 1, 3. Fourth, I know, just putting a K. It's a 4th strikeout for Louts.
And K, simple eyes.
Back to the top of the order, and Tammy Wong. Wong has been very busy in the field. Here she is at the plate, and she singles through the left side. Second time that Wong has been on base. She reached on an error in the second inning, did not come around to score, and she was a strikeout victim in the first. And that is the 5th hit for Alton as a team, and that brings up Abby Syock. Syock has reached base both times, once on a walk, once on a fielder's choice. She was erased on a force play in the first inning and was stranded at third in the second. And she sends one right back to the screen, 0-1. Wong on at first. 1 out in the inning. 5-2 is our score. Alton with the 3-run lead. Louts ready to deliver. Here it is. Hat hits the outside corner. Strike 2, 0-2. Doyle thought about throwing down to first as Wong was off the bag there. 0-2 the count. Here's the next delivery. Swing and a foul ball down the third base side. Boy, Syock swung way early on that pitch. That one hit off the end of her bat and went down the third base side to where her head coach Carter is standing. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch inside and tight from Louts to Sayok. 5th strikeout now for Maddie. And that brings up Lena Fisher. Fisher was a strikeout victim her last time up. She got caught looking. Fisher reached on a fielder's choice and came around to score in that 2-run first for Alton. She's up there with 2 outs and a runner on first. Outside, throw down to first, not in time. Wong is back in there.
Wong gets a pretty good jump off after the pitch is released there. Doyle trying to keep her honest.
1-0 the count to Fisher. Next pitch to her from Louts. High, ball 2. Yeah, she does get out there about 10 feet or so off the bag, doesn't she? Louts behind to Lena Fisher, 2-0. Louts brings the next. Runner goes.
This time.
There's the throw. It's high, and it goes to the outfield. Nice job backing up Adriana Hall to keep Wong at second base.
Didn't get a good throw off in time there.
So a runner in scoring position now for Lena Fisher, and Fisher is up there with the count in her favor at 3-0 with Ashlyn Betts waiting on deck, and Betts is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and 2 runs scored. So it would be nice to get this out and have her leading off the next inning. But Louts has some work to do to come back from a 3-0 count to do that.
There it is. At first, the umpire signal was 0-2. I was like,
Ball 4, and it gets away from Doyle, so Wong will go over to third. And on at first base, Lena Fisher. Second walk issued by Maddie Louts, and that brings up Ashlyn Betts.
22, Ashlyn Betts.
lots of little mistakes by the Kahoks. Just keeps the innings going for Alton here every time.
Yep.
Some errors, some drop balls by the catcher, some misplays in the outfield, infield. Let's see if we can't still get out of this inning without any damage.
Scoring around to bunt and throwing down to second base, not in time. Then they look over to third, not in time. They had the runner hung up between first and second, but if they would have continued with the rundown play, Alton would have scored.
Yeah, that's what they wanted. They wanted to try to bait him into that rundown play. And
so what happened?
They're just going to
intentional walk. Okay, I got you.
That'll bring in, let's go ahead, the 2 RBI double back in the first.
Miranda Hudson.
That's it.
And besides that, she grounded out to Simpson down at first base on an unassisted play in her last at bat. So Betts is on at first. Fisher's on at second. Wong is on at third. 2 outs. And up steps Miranda Hudson. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. And Alton has scored a run in every inning thus far except for this one. Maddie Louts would like to keep it that way. Another little dust tornado goes across the the infield. So Hudson looks at the first one, and it's a called strike. 0-1. Be a big spot for a strikeout. Any out right now would be nice. Strand, the bases loaded. Louts looks into Doyle, has her sign, and brings it home to Hudson. Outside, ball 1, 1-1. Louts ready with the 1-1 delivery to Hudson. Here it is. Swings at a high one. Thank you very much.
Way
one
high
ball.
there.
Yeah, 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Doyle had to jump to get that one. Spring out of her catcher's squat. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Louts ready to go with the next to Hudson. Here it is. Swinging a foul ball that stays at home plate. Count remains 1-2. Louts ready to go. So is Hudson. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2-2. Bases loaded. Top of the fourth. 5-2. Alton has a lead. Louts with a 2-2 count to Miranda Hudson. Here's the pitch, swinging another foul ball. That one was probably going to be ball 3. That was inside. Beautiful afternoon here at the Collinsville Sports Complex. As Louts is ready with the next. Up high, ball 3, full count. So, the runners will be off and running with the pitch. 3-2 the count to Hudson. Here is the payoff. Swinging a high fly ball. This one's headed to the outfield, and Crane is on the run and over her head. It goes up against the wall. All 3 runners are going to score. And down at second base with a 3 RBI double is Miranda Hudson.
5 RBIs in the day for Hudson. Crane was playing just way more in than that ball was hit. Goes all the way to the wall. Big 2-out hit.
Well,
brings it up to a 6-run lead at 8-2.
Yeah. 8 runs on 6 hits. A couple of errors committed in the defensive side of things by Collinsville, and that has not helped matters. Who do we have?
I brought in a courtesy runner.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's the only change.
All right, I'm not too entirely worried about that. See, they did not bring in a runner for Hudson last time she made it on base. Here is Rachel McCoy. McCoy 0 for 2. Pop up and a strikeout. Well, it's either Darcy Flanagan or Allison Hagel. Those are the only 2 bench players that Alton brought on the varsity side. Swing and a miss by McCoy. 0-2 the count. Three runs already home here in the inning for Alton. They lead 8-2. This pitch is outside and low. Ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Rachel McCoy. We're into 4th, so there is time for Collinsville to mount a comeback, but at some point they've got to stop allowing runs. A little bit high with that pitch. 2-2, so we go from 0-2 to 2-2. And Maddie has been on top of batters 2-0 today sometimes, and they still manage to reach base. I don't keep track of pitch count, so I'm not too entirely for sure on that one. Swing and a slow roller to Tarrant at short and over to first, and the inning comes to a close, but not before 3 more Alton Lady Redbirds score on 2 base hits. We head now to the home half of the 4th inning, and Collinsville has a lot of work to do as they trail 8-2. Let's thank some more of our sponsors. How about All Pro Tees? All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, your business, your sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services and options, and they walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online, allprotees.com, or you can call 344-22 0-0. Well, as I mentioned, Kahawks have a lot of work to do.
Off the bottom of the fourth to the Kahawks, designated player
Sam Brakebill will try to get things going here for the Kahawks. Alton has scored in every inning. Collinsville had 2 in the first and have been blanked in the second and the third. Here we are in the fourth. Kahawks trail by 6. Brakebill singled in a run in that 2-run first inning, and she was stranded at first. It'll be Brakebill, Doyle, and Crane here in this fourth inning against Abby Syak. Next pitch on the way, swinging right back to where it came from. Syak picks it up, throws over to first, out number 1.
So the Kahawks are probably definitely facing their largest deficit of the season.
Yeah. As their one loss was 5-0 against Mascoutah. Next one was 6-4 against O'Fallon, so they lost by 5, lost by 2. And at no point this year have they been down by 6. That brings up Riley Doyle. Doyle lined out to to Wong, when Wong made that leaping stab of a line drive. Outside, ball 1. Hudson tried to frame it there, but umpire wasn't biting. 1-0 the count to Riley Doyle. Next pitch, swinging a slow roller. Third baseman McCoy is up with it, throws across in time for out number 2.
First couple batters don't hit it too far, just little grounders to the pitcher, then the third baseman. Nothing much going here for the first 2 batters of the Kahawks inning.
Well, so it's up to Abby Crane to keep the inning alive. Abby grounded out to Wong. I told you Wong's been busy. Wong has made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's been involved in 5 plays on the infield in the first 3+ innings. First one's in the dirt to Abby Crane, the Lady Kahawk left fielder. Hannah Scrum waits on deck. 2 outs in the inning. Next pitch on the way to Crane. Swinging a chance for Wong once again. She scoops it up, throws across, and it's a 1, 2, 3 inning. Yeah, let's stop hitting it to Miss Wong over there at shortstop. Second 1, 2, 3 inning thrown by Abby Syak here in this game. In the second and now the fourth. We head to the 5th, and Collinsville trailing 8-2. Time to thank Cafe Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials, pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf today, fish tomorrow. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7. They're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville. Call 345-CAFE. For more information, that's 345-2233.
They'll close it in on Louts. 8 runs through 4 innings to give way to Kendra Butcher here in the pitch here to start the 5th inning.
Kendra, of course, pitched the perfect game the other day.
Just not effective enough out there for Louts. Alton has capitalized on Kahawks' mistakes out there. Just something to mix it up here and go with Butcher here in the 5th inning.
First pitch swinging is the batter, and down to third it goes in Faith Hall, and thrown out is Sullivan, okay. I forgot to write down what happened to Rachel McCoy in that last at bat.
Right fielder number 27.
What did she do last inning?
He got 6-3 down here.
6-3, okay.
That was before I was doing the book.
Right. So Lexi Fisher comes up. She reached on an error and scored in the 2-run second inning. Grounded out back to Maddie Lautz in the pitcher's circle at the time. And her last at bat. Butcher, ready to go. And a little swing and a foul that stays at home plate. So while Lautz's day is over, she pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 hits, 8 runs, 6 of those runs earned, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. And Maddie Lautz is done. Finished in the pitcher's circle. And that's where the ball heads, and it gets past the glove of Butcher and then past the diving shortstop Tarrant. And on at first base is Lexi Fisher with the 7th base hit for Alton this afternoon. That'll bring up Rachel Rathgab. Where did Lautz go?
Looks like she's out in right field.
Right field.
Stay in the game, keep her batting there, and Alton will bring up
pinch hitting for the Redbirds.
Pinch hitter.
9, Darcy Flanagan.
Darcy
Flanagan will come up.
So they just switched, or when Butcher went out, well, she was in right field earlier. They sort of just switched spots.
Flanagan batting .042 on the year. She has had 31 plate appearances and has 1 hit. That 1 hit did produce 2 runs. So it was a productive 1 hit as she looks at the first one out of the strike zone. Give you the numbers on Kendra Butcher here.
Coach Lee.
After this 1-0 pitch to Darcy Flanagan. Ball 2 for Kendra Butcher. 4-0 on the year. 20 innings pitched. 7.35 earned run average. Butcher has 16 strikeouts to 10 walks on the year. Next one.
Ooh, hit her on the helmet.
Hits Flanagan right on the top of the head.
So some trouble here for Butcher, too. Alton getting more runners on base here, and this will bring in the ever-dangerous Wong.
Yeah. You're not kidding there. So now runners on first and second, 1 out. Collinsville seems to get that first out, and then they get themselves in trouble. Wong struck out in her first at bat, reached on an error, and singled and scored a run in the 4th inning. Collinsville trailing 8-2 here in the top of the 5th inning. And Alton threatening again. They scored 2 in the first half, the Redbirds, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the 4th. Here we are in the 5th, and the Redbirds are threatening once again. Butcher, the lefty, zings it home, and it's outside. Ball 2, 2-0. Runners on first and second. Fisher on at second base. Flanagan on at first. Right down the middle. 2-1 the count to Tammy Wong. She has been very busy at shortstop this afternoon. She's been involved in 6 plays out there in the 4 innings of work in the field. Swinging a shot right up the middle. Adriana Hall up with it, and they're going to hold the runner at third base, and the bases are going to be loaded. That ball came in from a Hall and hit the pitching rubber. Took a weird hop there. I believe they probably could have scored a run, but up 8-2. Why bother to try?
Yeah, why bother to try? Don't get that skin out with your
number 12, Abby
top of your lineup already coming through here. Load it up and keep the pressure on the freshman pitcher.
8th hit on the afternoon for Alton. That'll bring up the pitcher, Abby Syok. She has walked, reached base on a fielder's choice. She has knocked in a run, and in her last at bat in the 4th inning, she struck out. She takes the ball for the first one. Bases full of Redbirds once again. Only 1 out in the inning. Next pitch to Syok, swinging a fly ball out to the outfield. Maddie Lautz catches it, and she is out. And to throw over to first base, not in time. Everybody's got to get back to their bases now. as coming home to try and score was Lexi Fisher. She got all the way to home plate and had to retreat and go all the way back. As Louts, I had to wait for the umpire's call, and he did throw up the out sign as Maddie Louts got that ball in the webbing of her glove just before it hit the grass.
Yeah, it looks like she just made that catch at the very last second there, stopped it from hitting the ground. Nobody on Alton tagged up. They were all trying to move up the next base and tried to get Wong out at first. But she got back in time, and so did everybody else.
So Maddie Louts keeps it right where it is at 8-2. Kendra Butcher with a chance to get out of this inning with no damage done. Bases are loaded for the Alton Redbirds. That brings up Lena Fisher, and she looks at one inside. Ball one. Fisher has scored a couple of runs. She reached on a fielder's choice in the first, walked and scored in the fourth. In between that, she got caught looking at a third strike from Maddie Louts. Now it's Kendra Butcher in the circle. This pitch just misses the outside corner, 2-0. The count to Lena Fisher, the second baseman for Alton. Next pitch on the way. A little high. Nowhere to put her. Ball 3-0. Fisher's down at third. Flanagan's down at second. And Wong is on at first.
Yep, nowhere to put her here. Come to her here with this 3-0 pitch. Fisher might be taking one or two here.
We'll find out. Next one's on the way. Right down the middle.
One.
Everybody's ready. Here's the pitch. Outside, Walker. So the fifth inning becomes another inning in which Alton has put a run on the board.
So it continues for them scoring in every inning. Fisher drives in another girl named Fisher.
The first
Yes.
baseman, number 22, Ashlyn Betts.
Ashlyn Betts steps up to the plate. Betts has been on base all 3 times today. 2 for 2. 2 singles and a walk and 3 runs scored. Up there with the bases loaded once again. The lefty Betts looks at one outside. Ball 1-0. So now you have Flanagan at third, Wong at second, Fisher at first. Betts digs in from the left side. 9-3. Alton has extended their lead, or 9-2, excuse me. 7-run lead by the Redbirds.
They get a big hit here, and they could go up by 10, and
yeah, this game
Chaos
could be over in the next
be,
inning.
Yeah, it could be in danger of getting short-gamed in the next half inning. If Alton gets
Betts.
3 more.
Ready with the next is Kendra Butcher, and that's called a strike, 2-1. Bases full of Alton Lady Redbirds. Miranda Hudson waits on deck. Right now it is Ashlyn Betts up here with 2 outs. Bases loaded. 9-2 game. Alton with the 7-run lead. A 2-1 count against Betts, and here's the pitch. Swinging a shot to the gap. That one is going to fall down and roll almost all the way to the wall, but it is going to clear the bases. 3 more runs score, and down at second base with a 3 RBI double is Ashlyn Betts.
Double easily brought in 2. Crane didn't handle it too cleanly there in the outfield. Drives in the 3, and now no matter what, the Chaos are going to have to do some work in the bottom of the 5th.
That they are.
They see the
down
6th
by
inning.
10. 12-2 is the score now.
.540
Yep.
right now. They've started by now, 540.
3 hits in the inning. 4 runs home. 1 walk that came around to score. And this inning started with a ground out by Abby Sullivan.
The catcher, number 35, Miranda.
Abby Sayak lined out with the bases loaded. And the Redbirds have put up 4 more runs here. They have scored in every inning, and now a runner at second base. That is Ashlyn Betts for Miranda Hudson, the catcher. Strike on the outside corner. Hudson knocked in a couple of runs in the first inning with a single. Grounded out unassisted to Simpson at first base, and then doubled in 3 runs of her own last inning.
Just driven M5 on the day.
Yep. Swing and a miss. 0-2. And we have seen some Collinsville pitchers being up 0-2 during this game and can't quite finish here this afternoon. Hudson awaits the next from Butcher.
Ooh, just missed there.
Just a little bit high. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count, 2 outs, runner on second base. Butcher ready with the next to Hudson. Here it is. Swing and a little slow roller for Tarrant at short. She throws over to first and the inning comes to a close, but not before 4 more runs come across on 3 hits. Collinsville now will have to get at least 1 run to keep this game going as we head to the home half of the 5th with your Kahawks trailing Alton 12-2. Let's thank Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville. Rich has everything from hi-fi to hi-fi. You got vinyl. If not, Rich's Record Emporium is a great way to start your album collection. They have everything from new and used records to remastered originals from classic rock, country, jazz, and more, plus turntables and a turntable service as well. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville. Online, richesrecordemporium.com or call 200-9287. Hannah Scrum will come to the plate for the first time here in this contest. Scrum on the year is batting .200.
Played some right field earlier. Now she's back in their pit hitting for Butcher.
Collinsville trailing by 10, so they need at least 1 run here to continue this game, or if not, it'll end after 3 outs are recorded. As Scrum takes a strike on the outside corner as she was trying to get that running swing going on, but never put the bat across the plate. 0-1. Next pitch from Sayak. There is a swing and a miss on another running, swinging attempt by Hannah Scrum.
Bottom drops out on that one. Nothing for Scrum to hit there.
Scrum, Adriana Hall, then back to the top of the order, R.J. Simpson here in this 5th inning. Swing and a miss and down on strikes, but the ball gets away from Hudson for just a moment, but she fires down to first base in time for the out.
Got the strikeout on the swing and miss. Pitch was just a little bit in the dirt. Got to get the out at first.
Center fielder, number 24.
Something going here for these next 2 outs, or Kahoks will be short gamed.
That was the first strikeout of the game for Abby Sayak. Here is Adriana Hall. Hall grounded out, unassisted to the first baseman Betts in her only plate appearance. There's a bunt. It's a nice one. It's right in front of the plate. Hudson's out. She throws safe. Collinsville with a runner to have a chance.
Kept tailing away from the catcher there. Took a bounce, and it may have hit her bat there in the field of play. Maybe that's what is Carter's coming out and asking, but all is well.
That is the first hit since the 3rd inning for Collinsville.
R.J. Simpson.
Here's R.J. Simpson. She was hit by a pitch to start this game off with. Came around to score. After an illegal pitch on second base, Maddie Louts knocked her in with an RBI single, or RBI fielder's choice, excuse me.
But a long ball like in Waterloo.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Simpson grounds it foul, excuse me, first base side. 0-1. One out in the inning. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Collinsville trailing by 10. So the 10-run rule in effect unless Collinsville can get one across here in this inning, and that one run stands over at first base in the form of Adriana Hall. Sayak ready to go. Simpson looks at one outside and low. Ball one, 1-1. Cardinals are underway in Cincinnati.
Maybe that's the team they can beat.
Maybe. Well, that's an off-speed pitch that was in there for a called strike. Took a little off of that one, and that kind of froze Simpson. And it is now 1-2.
It's coming in high, and then the bottom dropped out on it right there into the strike zone.
Sayat, after a rough first inning, has settled down here in this game. Next pitch, swinging a slow roller down the first base side. Sayat can't pick it up. And over to third base, Adriana Hall slides in. She's safe. And now down to second base goes Simpson.
Sayak maybe trying to decide what she was going to get to do there with Simpson coming right in front of her. She could have reached out and just made the tag, or would have to throw it to first, let her to drop the ball and not make any play. And the Kahoks are looking good to get that, at least get one run across here in the fifth, which we're all hoping for.
First error of the game for Alton belongs to Sayak. And now Adriana Hall is at third. RJ Simpson is at second. Heather Martinez is up. She singled her last at bat. Another single here would mean we are going to go more than 5 innings. Here's the first pitch, swinging a shot down the third baseline, and the third baseman's up with it, throws across the diamond for the out, but Adriana Hall does come home to score, and thus the Kahawks' day will not end in the 5th inning. RJ Simpson over at third. Martinez out 5-3 for the second out, and here comes Maddie Louts. Louts has reached on a fielder's choice in both of her at-bats. Her first one netted her an RBI, and she came around to score, or Scrum did, as a courtesy runner later in that inning. So Louts is up there with a chance to bring home another run. First pitch, up high, ball one. 12-3 our score. Alton with the lead. Collinsville avoids the 10-run rule in the 5th inning and will play to see the 6th. Sayak ready to go with the next to Louts. Here it is. A little high. More like an ephus pitch there. 2-0 the count. Louts awaits the next from Sayak, and here it is. Swinging a shot that's going to go to the gap, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. In to score easily is going to be R.J. Simpson, and Maddie Louts is down at second base with a stand-up RBI double.
Good solid contact there, driving that one into the gap. Louts can't keep her from getting a hit in this game today.
That'll bring up Faith Hall. Collinsville needed 1 run to keep this game going into the 6th inning. They have netted 2 here. A chance for a 3rd run, stands down at second base. And Maddie Louts, since she is not pitching, will run for herself now. Faith Hall up at the plate. First one is high. Hall singled in the first and grounded out to guess who in the 4th. I'll give you one guess.
Wong.
Oh, you are correct, sir. Ding, ding, ding. Next pitch, another high one. Faith Hall up to the plate. Sam Brakebill waits on deck. Maddie Louts is at second base with 2 outs. 2 runs home here in the 5th inning for Collinsville. There's a chance for another. Out to the outfield it goes. Brett Swipp is going to wave home Louts, and then he puts on the brakes. Wisely so. As Louts is down to 3rd, and Faith Hall makes it all the way down to 2nd as the throw came in.
Kahoks planned to hold her up at third, throw ended up coming up the line. Louts might have had a chance to score, but let's just keep this inning going here.
Well, and Coach Swift might have done that to draw the throw home, so Faith Hall could make it down to second base. So now you have 2 runners in scoring position for Sam Brakebill. Brakebill singled in a run in that 2-run first inning. Her last at bat, she grounded out to the pitcher. That was in the 4th inning. Meeting on the mound is over. 12-4. Alton with the lead. It was 12-2 when we started this 5th inning. And Collinsville trying to keep this inning going and then try to chip away when they're up in the 6th and the 7th. But after they get back out into the field, they cannot allow any more runs. They just can't. Alton has scored every inning in this game. Swinging a high fly ball. This one is going to be out to center field. Sullivan is parked underneath it, and she has it for out number 3. Collinsville gets a couple of runs home in this inning off of a couple of base hits and an error committed. We head now to the top of the 6th, and Collinsville inches a little closer. It's 12-4, Alton with the lead. Let's thank Marshall's Transmission in Collinsville. At Marshall's Transmission, they know how much of a hassle it is dealing with a broken transmission. That's why the friendly and trustworthy staff at Marshall's can help with all of your transmission troubles. Marshall's Transmission handles all types of vehicles. Just bring it into Marshall's. They will thoroughly inspect the problem, and they'll give you an honest quote. Marshall's Transmission, 263 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or you can call 345-1930. Kahawks make all kinds of defensive changes. Tell them all about it, Mr. Kettler.
I think it's scrum and right now. Martinez goes to third. Louts to short. Tarrant goes to second, and the pitcher is Faith Hall.
So Kendra Butcher is out of the game totally now?
Yeah,
okay.
Scrum batted last inning, so
okay.
Butcher is out at the current moment.
Faith Hall has pitched in 3 games. She has no record. She's only pitched in 4 innings and given up 7 runs, all of them earned, and has 2 strikeouts to go along with 2 walks. First batter that she faces is Rachel McCoy here in the 6th, and McCoy looks at a strike. For the Alton third baseman, she is 0 for 3, a strikeout, a ground out, and a pop-up. One of the few Alton Lady Redbirds not getting in on the fun today. Next pitch, little inside, ball 1, 1-1.
Faith Hall had that 2-inning save in Breeze back on last Friday.
So Faith Hall takes over for Kendra Butcher, who took over for Maddie Louts. Louts is now playing shortstop after 1 inning in right field. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count to Rachel McCoy. It'll be McCoy, Abby Sullivan, and Lexi Fisher. If anyone can get on, the number 9 batter in the order now is Darcy Flanagan. Collinsville trailing 12-4. It was 12-2 until the Kahawks played at 2 in their half of the 5th inning. We're now in the top of the 6th. Outside pitch makes the count 2-2. Alton has scored in every inning, and if Collinsville wants a chance to come back in this one, they need to stop that from happening in here the 6th inning and the 7th inning. That one hits her.
Yeah,
another base runner.
Looks like she messed up somewhere in the delivery there. It looked weird with her feet and coming out of her hands there.
That'll bring in Abby Sullivan. Sullivan has grounded out twice, and in between those two ground outs, she singled home run in the third inning, the only run that Alton got in that third inning. Faith Hall ready to go. To Sullivan. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball one.
Not getting any better for the soccer team.
No?
3-0.
Baseball team? Down 6-2?
6-2 is the last score I saw. Oh, 6-3. It's getting better.
6-3, so yeah. Swing and a chance at shortstop for Maddie Lau. She couldn't get out of her glove. Finally does, and she does throw it to Tarrant, covering the bag at second base for out number one.
The right fielder, number
So the play goes 6-4, and Abby Sullivan reaches on a fielder's choice. That'll bring in Lexi Fisher. Fisher has scored a couple of runs after she reached on an error in the second, singled and scored in the fifth, and grounded out to Maddie Lautz back in the third. That strike on the outside corner. That looked a little outside to me. We'll take it.
Was tailing away there at the last minute, but she got it in the zone.
0-1 the count to Lexi Fisher. One out. Runner at first base is Abby Sullivan. Strike two. 0-2 now to Lexi Fisher. Darcy Flanagan waits on deck. Next delivery from Hall. Swing and a miss, took a little off, and down on strikes is Lexi Fisher. Out number two. First strikeout for Faith Hall. Kendra Butcher did not have any strikeouts in her one inning of work. Maddie Lautz had 5 before she exited. Two outs, runner at first. Top of the 6th inning. Alton leading 12-4. We have a softball game scheduled for you on Monday. That's a makeup game against Belleville East.
Bunch of makeup games coming up here.
Yep. Swinging a foul ball at home plate. I put that back on the schedule because it could fit into the schedule, but unfortunately we had a death in our family last night, so now we're just awaiting the notice on when the funeral is going to be, so we'll have to see how that works out. Next is a swing and a foul ball off the bat of Darcy Flanagan. Flanagan has only had one at bat. She came in the 5th inning, and she was hit by a pitch and came around to score in that 4-run 5th inning for Alton. Here's the next. Swinging a chance at third base. Up with it is Martinez over to first base for the out. Nice play over there by Martinez to stay with that ball as it came up high on her. So Collinsville finally gets through an inning without allowing a run by the Alton Redbirds. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Alton still has the lead, though, 12-4. Let's thank Mike and Nancy Cluck. They are proud graduates of Collinsville High School, and now they are proud owners of their very own All-State agency in Glen Carbon. For a free quote, you can stop by the office there in Glen Carbon. It's right across the street from the IHOP there on 159, or you can give them a call at 205-6060. You can also check out their All-State agency website or their Facebook page to connect with them today. That is Mike and Nancy Cluck of the Cluck Family All-State Agency. Well, it's over in Alton for the girls soccer team. Final score was 3-0 in favor of Alton. Boys baseball team now losing 8-3 late in that game. And here in this one, the Kahawks are losing 12-4. So Alton trying to provide a 3-sport sweep today against the Kahawks. But here we are in the bottom of the 6th. Collinsville trailing 12-4, and they have a lot of work to do, and they hope to get that started with Riley Doyle coming up to start things off here in inning number 6. Sayak back out there in the pitcher's circle. She gave up 2 runs in the first and 2 runs in the 5th. Here we are in the 6th. It'll be Doyle, Crane, and Scrum. Chance at the third base for McCoy. She's up with it and in time for out number 1. I'll tell you what, Collinsville has kept McCoy and Wong busy on the left side of the infield here this afternoon.
That's been a lot of ground outs, driving the ball down in the ground here.
Abby Crane has grounded out twice to Wong at shortstop.
Ground ball pitcher is making it work for her.
And Tammy Wong has been very busy and up to the task at shortstop. She has gobbled up everything except for one that she couldn't quite reach, one that she did. Snared it out of midair, and every grounder that has been hit her way, she has gobbled it up and thrown out the would-be runner. 1-0 the count to Abby Crane. Here's the next from Saya. Right back here to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Collinsville down to their final 5 outs here if they want to make this one a little bit closer. Right now, it's an 8-run lead by Alton. 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 4 in the 5th. No runs last inning. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Scrum waits on deck here for the Kahawks. Right now it's Abby Crane in a 1-2 hole. Swinging another chance for Wong. She going to ground out all 3 times to Wong? Yes, she is. Abby Crane has grounded out all 3 times to Tammy Wong at shortstop, and there are 2 outs. And that'll bring up Hannah Scrum. Scrum, her only at bat, she struck out. And that was in the last inning in which Collinsville scored a couple of runs. Scrum, the lefty, stands in, ready to go, trying to get on base to extend this inning to Adriana Hall. Sayak pitches. Scrum squares around to bunt, pulls it back, takes the ball. Ooh, I am almost out of megabytes, dude. Next pitch on the way. Swing and foul down the first baseline. I would almost venture to say I'm not going to have enough to make it through this game.
A little bit of a long game. See how far we can make it.
I had 2.8 when I started. I figured that would be plenty. Usually it only takes me 2 to get through a game. Swing and a miss by Scrum. 2-1 the count.
1-2. I messed up.
1-2.
I'm all messed up. There it is.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Hannah Scrum. Sayak. Ready to go. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away. Hudson throws down to first and safe at first base.
So according to strikeouts, Scrum struck out both times, both at bats. Only strikeout for Sayak, but she'll reach base and continue the inning for Hall.
So Adriana Hall steps up after singling and scoring in the 6th inning. Hall ready. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. Adriana Hall trying to extend the inning and get it back to the top of the order for R.J. Simpson. Besides the single and a run scored, Adriana Hall grounded out to the first baseman Betts in her only other at bat. Here's the pitch. Right back to the pitcher, Sayak, and over to first base for the out. And the inning comes to a close. Nothing doing there for Collinsville in their home half of the sixth. We head to the top of the seventh. The score remains 12-4 in favor of Alton. And we welcome you back to the Collinsville Sports Complex. And Tammy Wong continues her very impressive day with a base hit through the left side of the infield. And
3 straight hits.
Yeah. We are in the top of the seventh, and Wong is on at first. That'll bring up the pitcher, Abby Sayat. Okay.
Pitch in the dirt.
I got enough dirt here on my laptop. She can have some of that. Here's Sayat. Reached a couple of times on a walk and a fielder's choice, and then her last two at bat, she struck out and lined out. There's a liner back to the screen. Foul ball, 1-1. Runner at first base, Tammy Wong. Collinsville trailing 12-4, and they can ill afford to give up any more runs as they need to score at least 8 in their half of the seventh to keep this game going. Faith Hall back out there for her second inning work, and that was a foul ball right off of the top of the helmet of Riley Doyle. We'll see that very often. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Hall looks in. Swinging on another foul ball. This one headed down the third base side. Stays in the field of play, but in foul territory. Just a long strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Abby Sayak, the sophomore pitcher. She had reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning, but she knocked in a run in the process. So she does have an RBI. Next pitch is a pop-up right behind home plate, and a nice job by Riley Doyle. And then she fires it down to second just in case Wong was thinking about tagging. Great play by Riley Doyle to snag that one in foul territory.
Yeah, in foul territory and up the line quite a ways. Her and Martinez were both there. Make the out.
Lena Fisher has reached base 3 out of her 4 plate appearances and scored all 3 times.
Hit her.
And now she takes her base after being hit by a pitch. That's the 3rd hit batter here in this game by Collinsville. Down to second goes Wong. Fisher, other than the 3 times that she's when I was on base and 3 runs that she scored.
Now batting for the Red Birds,
Struck out looking in the second inning, way back in the second inning. Ashlyn Betts steps up now. She's reached base all 4 times and has scored 3 runs. She's knocked in 3 runs as well, with 2 singles and a double. Swing and a miss on the first offering from Hall. Singled and scored in the first, singled and scored in the third, walked and scored in the fourth, and then hit a 3-run double in the fifth, did Ashlyn Betts, the first baseman for Alton. She has runners on first and second and 1 out. Next pitch, strike called.
High strike there.
That was. Betts shook her head when she backed out from the left side of the batter's box. Now we have timeout called as Doyle wants to come out and talk things over with Faith Hall.
Quick meeting there, already over.
Very. Hall ready to go with the next 2 bets. Here it is. Just a bit outside. And a little high. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Miranda Hudson waits on deck, 1 out in the inning. Collinsville would love a double play and get back up to the bat, see if they can do some damage against Syock in her 7th inning of work. Winging a chance for Hall at the pitcher's circle, and she underhands it over to first base in time for the out. And there's 2 away. Runners do move up. Over to third is Wong, and down to second is Fisher.
The catcher, number 35, Miranda Hudson.
And here is Miranda Hudson. Hudson, 5 RBIs on the afternoon. 2 of those came in the first. 3 of them came in the fourth. Other than that, a couple of ground outs. So 2 for 4 on the afternoon with 5 runs batted in for Miranda Hudson. That's a pretty good day at the office. First pitch, high, ball 1.
Got a couple more looking to drive in here in scoring position. Already 5 RBIs. Yeah, it's quite a day.
Mm-hmm. Next from Hall. Stays high, ball 2. 2-0. 2 outs, 2 runners on.
Base open here. Next girl's been retired 4 times. Maybe they'll be pitching around Hudson here.
I wouldn't give her anything to hit. Inside, called strike. What a gorgeous day it's been around the St. Louis metropolitan area yesterday and today. Nice after all that cold, wet, nasty weather we've had over the last few days. Popped up on the infield, and Lautz calls for it at shortstop. She makes the catch, and the inning comes to a close. And back-to-back innings in which Alton has failed to score a run. So Collinsville, with their last at bat, a big inning they need. They need 8 runs to tie it, 9 runs to win it. We'll find out what happens next on the Kahok Sports Network. Back to the top of the order here at the bottom of the 7th inning for the Kahawks, and they have tons of yeoman's work to do as they trail by 8 runs here in the what could be the last inning. And it starts at the top of the lineup. R.J. Simpson will lead things off, followed by Heather Martinez and then Maddie Louts. If anyone can get on, Faith Hall can keep the train rolling. R.J. Simpson has been on base twice and scored 2 runs. She reached on a hit by pitch in the first and reached on an error in the 6th. In between that, a ground out to the first baseman, and this one hits her. That's how this inning starts.
Just like the game started, hit by first pitch. Everybody's going to bat this inning.
Second batter hit by Sayak, and both of them have been against R.J. Simpson. Here comes Heather Martinez. Martinez has grounded out twice. Once to Wong, once to McCoy at third. She has a base hit in between those ground outs. That was in the 4th inning. Pitch, swing, and a high fly ball. This one is going to drop right behind first base, but they're going to get Simpson at second base because she had to wait and see if that ball was going to be caught or not.
Yeah, she had to hold up there in case it was caught. The right fielder dropped right in front of her. Picked it up easy out at second. 9-6.
Yeah, 9-6 put out. How about that? So Heather Martinez reaches on a fielder's choice. Maddie Louts comes to the plate. Her last at bat, she knocked in a run with a double. Knocked in a run in the 1st inning as well. Reached on a fielder's choice twice. Looks at one in the dirt. Snap throw down to first base, and back in safely is Heather Martinez. That was close.
Yeah, she wandered a ways off the base there and slow to get back.
Louts awaits the next from Sayak as Martinez is at first. Wynn kicks up some more dust and outside with that pitch. 2-0 to Maddie Louts.
Storm's coming in tomorrow night, and these fields could use it.
Yeah, use a little bit of water. We don't want any kind of rain like we had the last few weeks, though. Just a little sprinkle would be good to settle the dust down a little bit. Next pitch from Sayak to Louts, a slow roller to second base. Up with it is Fisher, and she throws over the first for the out. And Martinez moves down to second base. As Maddie is out for 3, that brings up Faith Hall. I got to start learning to write stuff down. What did she do in her last at bat?
Faith Hall singled.
Singled and stranded at second. I had that part. I just didn't circle the 1B. So Faith Hall is 2 for 3 on the afternoon, 2 singles and a ground out. Runner at second base is Heather Martinez. Collinsville is down to their last out. It's up to Faith Hall to keep the game going, and she does with a single up the middle.
This may drive in a run.
And nope, Brett Swip is going to stop Martinez at third base. Don't want to make the final out of the game at home. Not when you're trailing by 8 runs. So
yeah, you need a lot more hits. So
yep.
Don't take the bat out of Breakbill's hands in this game.
First and third, 2 outs. Sam Breakbill steps to the plate. Breakbill has an RBI single that came in the 1st inning. After that, a ground out and a fly out. Breakbill stands in from the right side and awaits the first from Abby Sayak. Swinging right back to Sayak off of her knee. She picks it up and underhands it in time to Betts at first base, and that is the game. Final score, Alton 12, Collinsville 4. Collinsville suffers only their 3rd loss of the year, and we'll tell you all about it in the Chiropractic Works post-game show, which comes your way next. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives, all through chiropractic care and wellness. Visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville at 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville, or call 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network. And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Collinsville drops this one this afternoon by a final score of 12-4. Alton scores 12 runs on 9 hits. They commit 1 error and left 5 runners on base. Collinsville, 4 runs on 6 hits. They committed 2 errors and left 7 runners on base. Losing pitcher in this one was Maddie Louch. She pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 hits, 8 runs. 6 of those runs earned, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. The winning pitcher was Abby Sayak. She pitched a complete game, 7-inning victory, 6 hits, 4 runs, only 2 of those runs earned, no walks, 2 strikeouts, but she did hit a couple of batters while she was in there as well. And Mr. Kettler, after 2-2, after 1 inning of play, I thought we were going to be in for a close game, but Alton scored in every inning after that except for the final 2 innings, and Collinsville just never quite could find their traction on offense.
Never found their traction on offense there. Sayak did a good job trusting her defense there and getting the Kahoks into them ground outs and whatnot, and Alton made the most of their opportunities on the mistakes that the Kahoks made out there on defense, getting 12 runs. But one positive is Kahoks didn't get short game there. Fought off with the 2 runs there in the bottom of the 5th inning, down to their last out.
Soccer team lost 3-0 in Alton. Baseball team is playing in Alton right now, and they have made a little bit of a comeback. What's going on with that one?
So is not 9-8, bottom of the 6th. So Kahoks will need to get a run there or 2 there in the 7th.
Wow, that's they were down what, 9-3 or 8-3 at one point?
It was like 6-0, 7-0. Yeah.
And then 8-3.
Quite a comeback here.
Yeah, now it's 9-8. So Kahok's down by just 1 run. So that is going to do it. That's going to do it for us, and it's going to do it for the week as well. Our next week begins on Monday with a makeup game as Belleville East is here at the Collinsville Sports Complex for a makeup game. And then we have some other stuff coming up. Matter of fact, I have baseball on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, and then girls soccer on Thursday. So the makeup game will push the schedule together. We'll have games for you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Thursday. Next game, yeah, go ahead. Next game coming up for you on Monday will be that makeup game right here at this field with Belleville East as the opposition. And now joining us on the postgame show is Collinsville head coach Brett Swip. Coach, you ran into a pretty good pitcher. She settled down after the first inning and really kind of had her way with you for a while.
Yeah, we just didn't get ourselves enough chance to even hit. So, when you dig yourself, we were always playing from behind. So, you got to hit the loud ones. You can't really run and gun and short game. And so, I think more of our defense and our pitching took us out of our element.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit of a outlier for you guys, I guess, compared to the rest of the season and the way the rest of the season has gone. You have never trailed by 6 runs in a game before, and then in the middle of this one, you did. It seemed like a couple of times your pitchers, they get up on the account 0-2 on the batter, and something else happens.
Yeah, we couldn't finish today. We just couldn't finish. I guess give them credit. They wouldn't let us get that finishing pitch, and when they put a lot of balls in play with 2 strikes.
They did, and I'm telling you what, Tammy Wong at shortstop just chewed you guys up because everything that was hit her way, she gobbled up.
I mean, she's a stud. She's just a ball player. She always has been, always is, and she's a clutch player. I love watching that kid play ball.
All right, Coach. Well, take the day off and go get him on Monday.
Yep, thank you very much.
Thank you. And his head coach, Brett Swip, well, he actually has a game later than that. I'm talking about my game on Monday, but they are the Collinsville Kahawks are back at it tomorrow, as a matter of fact, in a makeup game versus Civic Memorial. So makeup games all over the place. The next action for Alton will be Saturday at Jerseyville. Collinsville will play, as we told you, tomorrow versus Civic Memorial, and then that makeup game on Monday versus Belleville East. That is going to do it from us from the Collinsville Sports Complex. Final score once again, Alton wins this one by a final score of 12-4. And we'll talk to you on Monday. For Chris Kettler and for Brett Swip, I'm Todd Duke. Everyone, have a great evening.